Welcome back, guys. I'm Mellowseven. This is Football Manager 2018. A little bit of an experiment today. I'm going to try to record this with XSplit. I paid for XSplit, so I keep trying to get something out of it, and I keep getting frustrated with it. So this isn't really the way it's meant to be used. It's meant to be more of a streaming type of thing, which means it's meant to be kind of an all-in-one where all of your audio goes on one channel, all of your video and everything goes on one output, whereas I'm recording with the camera, recording me with the camera, a video camera, and recording the game with XSplit. So a little bit different than it's really meant to be used. I do have a few issues. I think their audio, what's the word I'm looking for? Their audio, oh geez, I've just completely spaced on it. The way you can see an interface is terrible. For instance, you turn volume up, not down. It starts at 100% and you can only turn it up. I'm not sure how I get 250% of my audio, but yeah. It also only allows you to do one channel, which is fine. It's built for streaming, but I don't really stream that much. However, and here's the caveat, I am considering streaming more, and so I would like to be able to play with it a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. So at the moment, we're kind of dipping our toe in, but not going full in. We are still using my camcorder, not the webcam, which we'd need to use if we were going to do this via streaming. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Yeah, let's take a look, see how things have gone. I think that's probably the first bit. You guys were here for this when our invincible season ended. It's not a bad season so far, is it? We followed that up with a 1-0 win. Barbier got the win in the 86th minute. Still my favorite shield in the emblem in the competition. Yeah, like I say, not a dominating win, but we'll take it. We followed that up with this 2-1 win. We scored a couple of times early. They struck back pretty early, and then we just held on for dear life. That was the ascent of that. Then a big win. Look at that. We crushed them. Roar. This was actually, you can see, our third round of the Coupe de la Ligue. And this is a Ligue 1 team. And we absolutely destroyed them. You can see a goal in the 6th, the 11th, and the 12th. We were up 3-0, 12 minutes in. I mean, it was just, let's take a look at it. It was just dominant. Let's go field. We'll take a look at the key highlights for the first 12 minutes, and then we'll kind of end it after that. I mean, the pressure we put on their team was just insane. Our first 6 shots, I think, were all chances. And we also had, I think it was actually a cross that went off the woodwork. It didn't show up as a shot, but we saw the woodwork number go up without seeing the shot number go up. You can see here, this is how we started. And maybe that's the one that countered. It was on target, but also off the woodwork because the goalkeeper did get a block in on it. And you can just see, we just keep the pressure up. We're 1 minute and 31 seconds in here. It looks like they're going to clear. They're like, yes, Nicholas has it. He's charging down. Oh, no. Gilbod says, I got other plans, buddy. We were running Shaw in here. Our starter is injured. So Luke gets got a number of games in here. He feeds the cross in. Beautiful cross in. Unfortunately, Noah was unable to get the header down either as an assist or as a goal. I'm not quite sure what he was attempting, but it didn't quite work. He gets another shot in there, unable to thread the needle in that one. Probably should have just taken the shot instead of going for the cross. Another chance in, unable to get anybody underneath that cross in. Madu's got it. Gilbod, back to Madu. We're 5 minutes in at this point. Nope, but they cannot clear. We just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Bobby feeds another cross in. Cross in wasn't spectacular. Their defense was pretty good. They intercepted a lot of these. They actually, considering the amount of pressure we're putting, there we go, and there's the first one. Considering the amount of pressure we put on them, their defense played very well in the box. It was very much in the vein of bend but don't break, but in the end, they just couldn't clear it, and eventually they broke. We just had so many chances. You can see all told, we had 25 shots, 11 of those were on target, 3 woodwork, 5 clear cut, 9 half chances, only 5 long shots. Thought they were going to get in here. Our defense does its job too. manages to stop them right there at the edge of the box. Kinsambi comes charging in, puts it right on the goalie there. Abinel's easy to makes an easy save. We managed to get seven corners out of the whole deal, 57% possession. We played really, really well. And you can see by looking at the top here, it's just constant pressure. And there we go. We get another one in. This first 12 minutes was just all us. And it didn't end quite there. You know, we had a little bit of pressure there at the end of the first half as well. And but like I say, the first 6 shots were all chances. They were all on target. It was just crazy. We were at home, which was nice, but I did not expect the match to go this way. Now, we're in poor form. They'd won 1 and lost, I think, 4 of their last 5. They'd won their middle one of the last 5 matches for their league matches. So they are having a tough season. They probably are fighting all the same fights we fight with dynamics as far as locker room and that sort of stuff. Whereas we're at the opposite end of that right now. We're riding that high crest at the moment. So here we go. We'll see the last goal here. D'Ambrosi out to Luke. Gets it back in. There we go. We finally got a goal for Barbier. So, I really do feel that this year, Football Manager 2018, is all about the dynamic screen. More so than tactic, definitely more than tactics, and probably more so even than level than talent. I think the boosts that this gives to your players is probably a little bit out of whack. I think it probably adds too much and subtracts too much. So we can go in as a lower level team and absolutely crush a higher level team despite the difference in talent level because of the benefit we get here. So I would say that this is probably, well, we've said it in the past, it's probably a little bit overpowered. But in this case, it worked to our advantage. So we followed that up with a match against Tours, and we were there we were at home for that one. And again, we followed up our big win against them, and they're lower down in our team. This is us kind of preying on the lower half of the league at the moment, and we won that 3-0. You can see Barbier got a goal in that one too. Kinsambi got a goal, got 2 goals, but we scored twice there early, and then managed to just put the screws to them. And this one wasn't quite as dominant. You can see we got a score in the 32nd. They came back in the 37th. We got another one in the 70th, and then capped it off in the 89th to kind of guarantee the win. But it wasn't a comfortable win despite the 3-1 score. We came to our this is our first round in the Coupe de France, and man, I tell you, it wasn't a comfortable 2-0 win. You can see we did get goals in the 60th and the 70th minute, but the first 2/3 of this match were anybody's game. I think the fact that we managed to score first helped us a lot. And you can see overall numbers are pretty good. First half numbers weren't nearly this good. Getting a couple goals in there really makes a big difference. So we did squeak past that. But the Cup is going to be difficult for us. If we take a look at this one, we're already past. We only need to get to the second round there. And we've got Reims, who we should be able to beat. They are here with us, and they're a mid-table team for us. So this is a winnable one. We could go on to the next round. Over here, though, you can see, again, we're supposed to get to the 10th round. This is going to be the 8th round, I believe, is the next match. And you can see we are going to play either Olympic or Le Havre, both of which are also kind of mid-leveled upper half teams for us. So there are a lot of lower division teams here, lots and lots and lots of them. However, we're not getting them. That's the moral of that story. We're not getting them. So we'll see how it goes. We've got Redstar today, mostly because I can pronounce them. It is a home match for us. League table, you got a glimpse at here already. We are still in first place. There was our loss there that you guys saw. 4 not spectacular, comfortable wins, but not terrible ones. Redstar is at the bottom, though. This should be a big win. We have been kind of getting to clean up down here in the lower half. So that is, it's nice to kind of pad our lead here. We've got a 6-point lead right now. And there's a bunch of teams clustered there, though. So we'll just have to kind of see how that goes. So the match is today. Let's take a look at the roster we have right now. I'm trying to remember why I played. Oh, I know I played. Because I've got a bunch of midfielders complaining about not having enough playing time. So I've dropped back to this to try to get fair in. Masadi's probably not going to get as much play time as he wants. He's complaining as well about not getting enough. So we'll just have to kind of see how it goes. I probably don't need both Nikolai and Kinsambian. I think I'm going to go ahead and give ourselves a little depth elsewhere. So we'll kind of do it this way. This way we have defensive left and right. And we don't really have defensive center in that, though. Oh, that's right. We had a bunch of international play, and Joko, I'm resting him. He came back and said he needed a rest, so we're resting him for this match. So I think probably something along these lines. Can we check? How do we... Is it under... I'm trying to remember where international updates are. Was it under scouting, maybe? No... No. Transfers? Nope. Somewhere there's a spot to look to see how your team has been doing internationally. Oh, we might as well take a look here. This is the Andromeda Skins team report, and I like it. I think it looks very nice. Most used 442, 126 clear-cut chances. Most successful 442, 126 clear-cut chances. Most vulnerable to facing a 4-2-3-1 wide, we've given up 54. So in about half the time. So not quite as great as we'd like, but that's okay. We're not doing terrible there. Best attribute, leadership, we're ranked 11th worst. We're ranked 19th. Age, we're 22. We're not doing terrible. Clearly, we're not great at the air, though, so maybe we don't want to do a lot of that. That's an interesting look. Okay, I didn't look at this page on this one before, so I'm still trying to figure out dynamics, tactics. I guess we could look at the analysis here, too, and see how our two are doing. I think we probably... Let's knock this down to, say, last 20 matches. This is probably more realistic to what we've actually... How many games have we played this season? We played 15 plus a few... Okay, so this is probably closer to what we've played. Whoops. And it resets. So our 4-4-2, 31-4-7 against. Our 4-1-4-1. I think this kind of highly says we should be playing 4-4-2 no matter what my midfielders think. I mean, even against higher rated teams, we're 9-1. Similar 17-6. Smaller, we're 5-0. We haven't played any higher rated teams with this one. But even against similar teams, we're not particularly competitive. Oh, geez. I don't know, guys. That's why you use all your screens, all your information. I would really like to keep playing these guys, but I don't know if I can. Jigla's back, by the way, from his injury, so I don't remember if last game was his first one back or if this one is, but he is only recently back. I mean, we're clearly better with our 4-4-2. I mean, clearly better. I think we kind of have to go with it. Oh, and the other complaint is they're not happy with Gilbad playing here. They only want him playing back here. So I was trying to find a way to get him worked into it. But I think kind of what that means is he's not going to get as much play time, as good as he is. Maybe what we do is, let's leave him on the bench. Who do I want to take out? We'll leave Martin off this time. And then what we can do is, if we really want to clamp down, we can slide somebody back and play a defensive midfielder. The other option is, and I might steal this. I've been watching Old Lady Plays, and she was playing a formation not the same as this with her Canadian league, where she actually split her midfield to like this. And she ran one of them as a defensive midfielder and one of them up, kind of an asynchronous kind of section there. Asynchronous? That's not the right word, but I'm thinking, well, I guess it... No, not really. It's a term we use in welding when you set up the machine for your pulses, but it's used for other things. It's just what I use it for usually. Unbalanced, however you want to say it, where we have one up to the left, one back to the right, or vice versa. But we're not symmetrical. That's what I'm looking for, an asymmetrical. So we could run something like this. Let's give it a try. We got a little bit of a league. This isn't a spectacular team. We're going to go with this. I don't know that it's going to work, but let's give it a try. So we'll put Madhu up there, and then... yeah, and then we've still got our two strikers in. I don't think we want Kinsabi to be a poacher, though. And I wish this screen would go away, and it doesn't. So let's go here and back. Let's try this. Poacher. I think I still want him to be a target man on support. And we'll say that's personalized. And then Kinsambi, I would really like him to be a false nine. That is what he likes to play. I like a false nine. I don't know that we get a spectacular benefit out of it, but let's go with that. And let's hit continue. One of the other things I'm not a huge fan of as far as recording with XSplit is it doesn't tell me how long I've been talking. So, yeah, I don't really know. That's okay, though. We'll survive. I need to get some sort of little timer I can put up where I can see it. Maybe I can find one that goes on the taskbar at the bottom. That might be interesting. All right, continue. Yep. I think we're doing okay. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. Okay. We got some news here. We've been talking quite a bit, but let's go ahead really fast. We'll just go to home. Oh, by the way, I did get permission for my to start my last coaching course. It's going to take 12 months. They said we are in a record good form for what's going to be a great season. They would love to pay for my next coaching, which I thought was very nice. Let's take a look and see how Kira's doing. Really fast. Since we haven't done that, we're about halfway through the season. Come on. Click. They're in they were supposed to be in 13th. They're in 14th right now. Out of... I've already forgotten. So they're losing. They're about to get relegated. That's tough. That's tough for them. They should be... And Horsens is doing well, though. So, well, at least... Horsens managed to avoid relegation, which was great. But they're doing better this season, so they're doing a better job of staying up. This is about what we were worried about, right? I mean, that's why we moved on. So let's go way back, and let's check Lynn Top Football, and see how they are doing. They're in the Post Nordligaen, and apparently not playing at the moment. Well, it's November. That doesn't... Let's take a look, see what their last... Oh, they're not playing in any competitions. So they've dropped out completely? They've dropped out completely, I think. Yep. So they are gone. Let's see, where else have we been? Let's go look at my history, maybe? Is that gonna... Somewhere in here. Job history, there we go. So Lynn has dropped out. Vithor is in the Delid Carla, so they're no longer in the Pepsi League. How have they been doing? Competitions? No, come on. I know we're in the winter break, but they're still in a competition, right? I mean, the Delid exists. I wonder if it's because I have turned off these leagues in my database. I mean, they're not playable leagues anymore in my database. I've been clicking stuff off to go through. I wonder if they're now below the level, so they're not. They're no longer being simulated. That might be a mistake on my part there. History, competitions, new overview. Landmarks? So relegation from the Pepsi in 2021. So they've been down for a few years. So they only were up for the 1 year. Right? So we got them promoted here, then they went right back down the next year, and that's essentially it. Okay. And I think this is my fault for turning off leagues as we went. And how is Rux Chorzuf doing? I might have broke my computer here. Nothing. So promoted from one Liga. First place in Polish First Division Fair Play Award. So they've stayed up. And this is 2022, so they're still up. We're just maybe not. And again, not currently playing any competitions. General, maybe? League history. Man, it just completely wiped him out. Well, I screwed that up, guys. I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and play our match for today, since I've destroyed the history of our teams there. And we are the first match of the day. Well, we're all the first matches of the day. Anybody else close to us playing? Let's see. We've got second versus third. Oh, we need to pay attention to that. Lavenois at home. Fifth versus sixth. That might be, that's right at the edge of the teams that are kind of competing with us. So, but I think that last one's the big one for us there. Right there. That's going to be a big match. Lavenois, by the way, is still undefeated. But 7 draws. 8 wins, 7 draws. So let's give our new unbalanced, whatever we're going to call it, a chance here and see what happens. The soccer special. Okay. Stade Francois Coty. It looks a little bit grander than it actually looks, huh? That's okay. We'll take it. We will take it. And you can't see the ocean from here. Except we wouldn't see it either. It'd be, well, no. Well, depending on which direction the gate's at. It's hard to tell here. Dressing room. Expected to prove a point. And that point for us is just that we are better than you. And let's see what happens. Their new unbalanced here. Like I say, this doesn't get more midfielders in, but at least it gets Gilbad playing at the position his coach wants him playing at. So we'll have to just see how this goes. I don't know what this is going to do, moving them up in the midfield. We'll have to see. They're just kind of putzing around with it here at midfield. They're trying to. There we go. Nice little trying to get in. Jigla's there though. Feeds it up to the Ambrosia. He cuts out to the outside corner, tries to feed it in. Oh, Kinsambi's there. Gets a head on it, but just over the net. So our first real shot there. We're only a couple minutes in. Jigla's got it. Big cross in. Goalkeeper managed to make a save on it. It doesn't go out. They tried to clear it. Looked like we kept it in, but it wasn't exciting enough for the game to let us see. Interesting that the team Redstar is all in green. And, yeah, interesting. Again, I still don't understand colors in football. We're crushing them possession-wise, 60%, but not... Well, I mean, we've got 4 shots in 20 minutes. 1 clear cut, 1 woodwork. Might be the same one. I didn't notice. Did they give us a woodwork for the header? I mean, it did go over the top, but if it hit the crossbar on its way over the top, maybe they counted it that way. Jigla, huge cross in. Barbier up to Kinsambi, back to Bob. Oh, off the post, hurt the crossbar. That one was clearly woodwork. Oh my gosh. Noah crushed that one, but just an inch too high. Madhu gets a head on it. There we go. Finally roll one in up over the goalkeeper. Beautifully done. And we have a reward for our hard work there. 9 shots. Only 1 has been on target, though. Our striking has not been exactly clinical up to this point. I'm pretty sure I saw a kitty cat scroll by underneath us. We'll see how that works for us. What you doing? She says, I don't want to be up where the camera can see me. She's not really camera shy. There's a tail there. She just wants to be in the way. Not in the way of the camera shot, just in the way. Mouse pad. That is the spot all cats love, right? Oh, baby. All right, 10 shots, 1 on target. Man, our shooting has just been horrible so far. We might want to take a look at that at halftime here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the analysis. Okay, well they've been back. We've been forward for the most part, but we expect that. The question is, where have our... Can I not look at more? Multiple players marking our far post at corners. But at the same time, we don't have anyone. Oh, we don't have anyone marking our near post. How is that happening? Well, I'll take a look. I'm running the default corners on this. So, all right, let's take a look at our shots here. This is what I was looking for. So our shots. What is this if we don't have anything selected? Pass. Is there passes? There's got to be the crosses, right? There we go. There they go away. Shots. Yeah, it's not that we've been shooting from bad locations necessarily. Although we've been back a little bit, but not terrible. We just haven't been on target. Off target. So I guess these are just all high ones, right? And then there's our goal, and then there's the crossbar shot that Noah just whipped in. Okay. All right. How do we close out that? There we go. So let's go ahead and go to the pep talk. Expected to prove a point. He played well, but there's room for improvement. I think that's fair. Has anybody... Kinsambi's not played well. Should we go ahead and just sub him out for Vasily? Give him a little bit of work here. I think that's okay. Let's start that. Although I think we do want to change it before we get too deep into this. He's not really a target man. Let's go ahead and put him on poacher, attack, And then we'll go ahead and slide him back to maybe a deep lying forward on support. Maybe that'll keep him from taking all these shots out here too. Maybe he'll slide in a little bit. Confirm. There we go. All right. Nice little pass back into the middle to DeCamps. Out to Samu, maybe. Gilbad gets that one to Madu. I don't know what the heck was happening there, but it scared me, so I'm glad it cut away. And not a whole lot going on. We're up to 11 shots. They've got 3 now. All were long shots, none of which were on target. I'm going to change this to recent events. And we'll see how that goes. Interesting when it's small like this. I think it was Old Lady Plays is the one I was watching too, that it actually said what the event was, but it's not giving it to me here. So I wonder if it has to be, some of these give you different information depending on their size. So maybe it's too small. We do have a match down here I wanted to keep an eye on. They've got a draw right now. It's probably about as the best we can hope for. Give them each 1 point. If we can get 3 points, we start to pull away from both of them. I think I can live with that. Can we get another goal, though, to make this a little bit more comfortable? I mean, they really haven't challenged. I would say this is about as comfortable as you can get for a 1-0 win. Oh, put another one over the net. Still, 16 shots, only 1 on target. 3 clear-cut chances, so we're creating the chances. We're just not making the most of them, and that's going to keep this thing a little bit more of a pucker factor here as they feed that one over the net there. We do have Salih in the match. Again, working our way through the lower levels here. Not a lot. Oh, come on. We're going to give up a draw due to a penalty in the 84th minute. That was just stupid, guys. Come on, Salih. Make yourself big. Oh, and he makes it. There we go. We clear it out. He actually is pretty good at those. He's the better goalie, period. He just hates big games. And Rippert is actually our captain. So between his leadership and the fact that he likes big games, he's gotten more plays. But we got to get the most we can out of Solly because he is the better goalkeeper. And so as long as there's nothing riding on it, I think he continues to get some play. 19 shots, only 2 on target. I am really disappointed at our shooting there. But the formation did what it was supposed to do. Created 3 clear-cut, 3 half-chance. We gave up 1 clear-cut. I think that's fine. Just the shooting was terrible. I mean, it's going to happen. I think he's fine with just nothing to say right now. We won. We didn't play great. Well, we played well. We didn't shoot great. I guess that's the deal. But it's a win. That one, oh my gosh, look at that. They came back strong in the second half. Managed to get a 3-1 win over Laval. Dang it. I was really hoping that was going to be a 33-32-ish deal. I mean, it means we do have a third 10-point play lead now over third place. But you know what? We're still not halfway through the season. 16 games played out of, we're going to play 19 in each half. So, but we're doing well down here. So it's not. Oh, it's because it's on red. That kind of takes away from that, I guess. Vintage display. Vintage meaning we looked old. Basing success on defense. Masterminded his team to 17. Wow, we've only allowed 8 goals? About half a goal a match? That's not bad. We know you guys know I didn't come in here set up trying to play like this dominating defense. I wanted to play more of a ball control up front and with our higher line and stuff. That was kind of my goal. We did upgrade a little bit at defense. I haven't tried to sacrifice defense in the result of more goals, but but we didn't set it up for defense. We set it up for possession, which to be honest, I don't think we've really gotten. Our tactics haven't worked the way I expected them to work at all. In that instance, we're winning, but it's been a pretty big failure on my part of the manager because what I was trying to do isn't what has happened. And what is happening I just didn't see it. Here we go. We can't see it, but they're relegation threatened. Again? Oh no, because they're down at the bottom. We already saw that. They suffered 3 straight league defeats, and they're in 14th place. But they can move off the table with a win. Oh, that's still early in the season. Anything else? Sky's the limit. I agree. I think we just praised his form recently. We'll give it to him again. One interesting thing is, if we take a look at training performance, it's like the entire team is training. I mean, look at this. That is spectacular. Everybody's training hard. This team is working. What is our work stat? Let's go ahead and insert that real quick just to see mental work rate. Well, okay. I mean, it's not a complete correlation there. I mean, 3 of the 4 that don't show that they're working great are low, and he was injured, so he just came back, so he hasn't been able to train. So he's not applicable to this at all. But we do have a couple low. Matteo's training hard, Dominici's training hard, and Baptista's training hard. But I don't think it's a complete reach to say that the lower training people aren't training as hard, and that overall the team has a high work rate, which hopefully helps with that as well. We can go ahead and remove that now. I think that's fair to say. I mean, sure, there's some other things to look at. Can we look at personality? Insert is under general. Personality. I'm going to put work rate back in really fast. Mental work rate. See if so. Balanced is an 8. The resilient is a 7, and the fairly sporting is a 6. Well, we would expect to potentially see fairly sporting low, and balanced could as well. It's balanced, 9, 9, 8 for some of our balance. But we also see a 3 and a 12 and a 13. It's balanced. I'm not quite seeing as many kind of professional. I mean, we've got 1 fairly professional, 1 fairly determined. We don't have any resolved, 1 determined. So not quite personality-wise as high as I expected, or as I can't think of the term I'm looking for. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Remove this. Not quite what I expected. That's all I'm trying to get at. I did expect the high work rate. I wasn't expecting the high work rate with the personalities we have. I would say we're a little bit lucky to have the work rate that we do have with the personalities we have. It's well within the range, but I think we've done well there. So I guess that's probably it. Let's take a quick look as we close in on the halfway. I won't be back probably before the end of the half of the first season. 20 appearances so far. Noah Barbier has by far led the team in that. Madhu is essentially starting every match as well. And Kinsambi has started almost every one as well, despite the fact that wasn't the plan at the beginning of the season. It was supposed to be Jordan, but he's missed 5 weeks due to injury so far. Season summary so far. It says 3 weeks. 3 weeks? So I missed 2 weeks. Oh, that doesn't seem right, but if they say it, I guess. 12 days? Okay, well. 1 and 3. Is that one is a serious and one is a not serious? Oh, he's had 2 injuries this season. I know he has. History. Right there. He's out 9 days, he's out 12 days. Well, no, I guess this technically counts as last season, huh? Because it's before June. We're missing an injury, guys. He had one at the beginning of the season, which is why we ended up starting, which is why I didn't play at the beginning of the season in the first place. Huh. Form, maybe? See, look, he missed this huge chunk because he was injured. And then he missed this chunk because he was injured. But there was a break in there somewhere, like a big 2-week international break that allowed him to get healthy there. So he only ended up missing the one game, but he was out for a couple weeks. Probably that 12 days. So where did this injury disappear to? See, injured, and this was not fit to return, so hadn't returned free trainings, and there's the other injury. So there's 2 injuries right there. We see both of them, August and November? October? I guess October. But we don't see it? That's weird. So this must have been, they must not count light training. Well, no, we saw it said flat out injured twice. We've lost an injury, guys. There's a bug in there somewhere with injuries. Okay, well, now we know. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you're enjoying it. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. All that good sort of stuff, and I will see you next time. Cheers.